The 0 exponent, this is my favorite. A to the 0 is 1 as long as A is not 0. So 3 to the 0 is 1, 5 to the 0 is 1, 100 million to the 0 is 1. Anything except 0 raised to the 0 power is 1. So 17 to the 0 is 1. Now this guy is tricky. Order of operations come into play. Why? Because I have a take the opposite of, which says take minus 1 and multiply it times minus 10 to the 0 power, which is minus 1 times minus 10 to the 0 power is? Minus times is 1, yeah. And then minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. See, at this point, I can't say 0, that a minus times a minus is a plus. Why? Because exponents get done first, order of operations. Now, this one can be kind of tricky, too, because it says take 3 and then multiply it times t to the d to the 0 power. Now, when I look at 3d to the 0 power, I usually come in and I put a 1 in, because 3 has an exponent, it's 1. It is not attached to that d. And you're going to say, well, what if it were? If it were, I'd have 3d in parentheses to the 0 power. That would say the 3 and the d are both raised to the 0 power. What forces that to occur? The parentheses. The parentheses. So then this says it's 3 times, what's d to the 0 power? 1. And my answer is 3. This is the most hated property of exponents known to man, or woman, or person. I don't think even dogs or cats or guinea pigs would like this property. It's the negative exponent. Life was wonderful until we had negative numbers, right? Did you ever drop a minus sign when you didn't have negative numbers? No. Why? Because you didn't have them. Now you got them. This guy gets you into more trouble than almost anything else. This, by definition, says that a to the minus n is 1 over a to the n. It's placement. It's placement. The negative on the exponent says that exponent belongs in that this particular entity belongs in the denominator. So that x to the minus 3 is 1 over x cubed. It says, you move it to the other place. So 7 to the minus 3 says it's going to be 1 over 7 cubed, and I would multiply it out. You can if you use your calculator. Make it easy. Notice the whole set of parentheses is being raised to the minus 4. So I look at this and say it's 1 over. I don't care what's in the parentheses. It's like being in a closed box. It's 1 over the parentheses to the 4th power. Once I move it to the other place, the sign on the exponent changes. Has nothing to do with the sign on the number. It only has to do with the sign on the exponent. And then this is negative 2. And negative 2 to the 4th happens to be positive 16. That's easy enough. This is another one of those tricky ones. This says take the opposite of, because there's no set of parentheses around the negative 5 like it is around that negative 2. 5 is on his own. So take the opposite of 5 to the negative 2. No parentheses. So the negative is not attached to the 5. This says that it minus 1 times 1 over 5 squared, so I'm in trouble already, which is negative 1 over 25. Parentheses would include the negative. No parentheses, the negative is not included. This one's a mess. Well, what is this? This is 1 over parenthesis to the positive 1 power. But what's in that parenthesis is 1/4. So what this is really saying, it's 1 divided by 1/4. How do you divide 1 by 1/4? You remember?
Change, flip.
I flip who? The 1/4, yeah. So it's 1 times 4 over 1, which is 4. The negative flips the 1/4. Flips the fraction. Now this guy, I first go in and keep my red pen handy, and I put a 1 on the 3. He has an exponent. If you don't see it, he has it. This is 3 times y to the negative 3. The only thing that's going to move is the y. And that's an okay answer. We would see it this way, because 3 is actually has a 1 in the denominator. This is 3 over y cubed.